Make no mistake about it. It was a robbery. That's two. Two robberies. Not one, but two robberies. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. I think Amanda Serrano was jobbed yet again. In this video, I'm going to break down why I feel the way I feel and talk about this injustice, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, which appeared on the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson card. Now, the first thing you got to ask yourself is, how come the same two ladies are fighting in a sanctioned fight and both of them are marred with controversy? Just think, right? Usually the whole purpose of a rematch to a controversial fight is to get a decided winner and a conclusive outcome. Think Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev. In my opinion, I think Andre Ward won both of the fights. However, the first fight was closely contested and Kovalev had one knockdown. So it was just a good, tough and nimble, close fight. You had the rematch. Andre Ward showed who he is and showed complete separation, stopping Sergey Kovalev in the rematch. So I thought that's what I was going to get here, but I was wrong. What I seen is Katie Taylor, who I just feel has been overrated by old media. And she used her head as a battering ram. And this opened up a nasty cut over, and I'm talking about nasty. It looked like a fortune cookie. It was like a whole gash over the eye of Amanda Serrano. Now, in my opinion, despite more than 4 rounds have went on, so you couldn't just go to the scorecards, to me, the headbutt, the accidental headbutt or whatever, intentional, looked like the gash was so severe where it almost put me in the mind of Tim Tszyu versus Fondora, where I thought the fight should have been canceled given that injury, right? And then y'all ladies, come back. But for whatever reason, just like the Tim Tszyu Fondora fight or Badu Jack versus Marcus Brown, where Badu Jack had a slit in the forehead area and he was bleeding profusely down his face, these fights were allowed to continue. So I don't know how they getting down in the Texas Commission, but I thought that was a bit weird. So Katie Taylor, she did solid work, like decent work. She was kind of like shoe shining. I didn't see a lot of power from Katie Taylor, KT. But I feel once the cut opened up, I don't know the exact round, but once the gash and the cut opened up on Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor deliberately was targeting that cut with punches, some, but also with her head. And I did a watch party. You guys can go watch it. So it's live. You're getting my live, honest reaction. And I'm here to tell you everything that I stated in real time and even before the fight for the main event came true. And now you hear more and more people talking about it. So I keep showing my greatness in this sport as an analyst, the best in the business, and it's not even close. If you listen to my watch party, I was breaking it down. Katie Taylor was like, she almost, I don't even know if she was a fighter or a ram. I'm an Aries, so I'm a ram sign. And that's what she was. She was like using her head and like nudging. And you got to understand, this is obviously a tender, sensitive area if you just got slit open, right? And it was like real, like dirty boxing, dirty tactics, in my opinion. And despite it all, I still thought that Serrano should have won, right? I think part of the problem, and this is, just giving my full breakdown, I think Serrano was frustrated by the gash. And then there was a moment where the gash was already open and it was already like an issue. There's a moment, I think Katie Taylor's back was on the rope and she headbutted her again and then threw a punch, like a right hand. And then you see Serrano back up and she's just like she just looked like, man, I can't catch a break with this chick in this head stuff. And ultimately the referee deducted a point. Listen, some of y'all trying to make my sport of boxing soft. We not having it. Eagles Army, stand up. We got to stand up for something real. People in comment sections on social media, I seen that they were aggy and they felt the type of way that the referee deducted a point. I loved the referee deducting a point. I really did. I think he could have continued to warn and maybe even taken a second point, because Katie Taylor was really in there using her head as a weapon, especially after a cut had already formed. So I was not mad with the single point deduction. In fact, the referee actually warned Katie Taylor about holding. So she had been warned about holding and then headbutting, and then a point was deducted. So I thought that was brilliant. And, you got the UK and Eddie Hearn, and I seen some Irish fans, and they were upset with it, but I loved it. I think the point deduction was definitely fair. It's not that you beat someone. If you beat someone, you beat someone, but beat them on the up and up, that kind of thing. So I didn't really enjoy this fight. I didn't enjoy the card either, and I'll save that, talk about the main event in a separate video. But this did not live up to what the first fight was, in my opinion. I thought ultimately the first fight had a lot cleaner work. The work was a lot cleaner, and there wasn't somebody with pretty much a nagging injury and things like that. Again, my only criticism for Serrano, she came out more aggressive, which is what I wanted to see, is I think emotionally she was a little bit too emotionally invested in the cut, and she was angry, and she fought angry. So she did, after that point, continue to have her head as a target. I'm sure her visibility was impacted, and I think she let her emotions take over a little bit. But nonetheless, I still think she won. And she posted this: I landed 107 more punches. She got a point deducted, and I still lost 95-94, laughing my off. And she's showing the final punch stats. So if you look at it, she threw more, landed more, and had a higher percentage. And trust me, I've been in this boxing game for a minute. You're not finna play me. I don't rely solely on CompuBox or punch stats to formulate my opinion. I know the scoring criteria. I know what we're supposed to be looking at. And this is just in addition to what I've already seen. But sometimes these punch stats and CompuBox numbers actually indicate the fight we've seen. So when you throw more, you land more, and you land the more significant shots, in my opinion, throughout, like, because you have more power and a higher percentage, it's kind of hard to lose the fight, because it's not like Serrano was throwing jabs only versus Taylor's power punches. Serrano was throwing mean power punches. In fact, in the first round, she kind of caught Katie Taylor, and she fell back into the ropes. And this was before the cut. So ultimately, I think, and I've said this for a while, Katie Taylor, you guys it's like old media chooses who they want to get behind. But I said that, you look at the time, this is before the fight. I said, I don't think Katie Taylor has ever been what people rated her as. She aight. LOL. Y'all overhype what y'all want. I've always felt the same way, right? Look, Katie Taylor holds on for dear life and clinched. Katie Taylor, she getting tired. This is from 2023, right? So you can see my look. She got dropped in another fight. Like, I just don't think Katie Taylor is here. This is the one I wanted you guys to see. So I posted this November 25th, 2023. Unpopular opinion. You see, Boxer Ego. I said I never rated Katie Taylor like some of you did. LOL. Good fighter, but I think overhyped by old media. They made it seem like she was untouchable, but I could think of several performances that are underwhelming, or I thought she lost when they said she won. Look, This is in 2023 I said this, right? Delphine Persoons, the first Serrano fight, and now the second Serrano fight. That's just a few. That's just to name a few. So I've been saying the same thing, and I keep showing, like I said, I keep showing you my greatness. I said I could think of several performances that are underwhelming, or I thought she lost when they said she won, which, guess what? A little over a year later, happens again. A fight that I thought she lost, and they said she won. Boom. I am the greatest at this. There's no one on this mic that is nicer than me. Y'all know this. Best in the business, and it's not even close, right? Delphine Persoons, Serrano twice, and Cameron, that Cameron chick. Like, what are we talking about? And people keep, like, Katie Taylor has a Netflix special, and they want to sell her. And when she was in her post-fight interview, I don't even know what she was even saying. She was like, "Oh, yeah, it was Amanda Serrano and the dogs, and it was a pretty tough fight." And and it sounded like she was yodeling. I didn't even. It's like she needs some subtitles, some closed captions. She needs a translator. I don't even know what she was saying. And you guys want to anoint what you want to anoint. Oh yeah, it was a really tough fight. It was at MacArthurburg, and it was rough. Yeah. So I don't even know what she was talking about, but I know what I'm talking about, and I don't think she won that fight. Other people, Dame Lillard said it, among others, right? And it is what it is. I don't know what it is because Amanda Serrano is tethered to Jake Paul, and it was a Jake Paul promotion, MVP promotion, but ultimately, you know, she can't catch a break, and then now she has an injury to boot, and they're saying she can't beat this girl when she really is beating this girl, right? Even Skip Bayless says Katie Taylor showed legendary grit and toughness, but Amanda Serrano clearly won that fight despite 2 headbutts, 1 accidental and 1 not, right? So other people are saying what I've been telling you. Congrats, I guess, to Katie Taylor, but I don't think she won the fight. I really thought Amanda Serrano, and, you know, people are going to be, oh, it's the commentators. I was running a show, a watch party, so I barely even be paying attention to what the commentators are, and I have this unique, innate ability to almost like use both sides of my brains or something. Like, I can hear what you're saying, but if I know it's BS, I just kind of like disregard it and let my true thoughts like veto what somebody else is talking about. So I don't need commentators to brainwash me or nothing. I'm telling you what I seen. And I seen Amanda Serrano winning despite a cut. She was landing the harder shots for sure. She wasn't fighting dirty. She was fighting clean. And here's the other thing is, you had her coach. I want to give him credit because post-fight, he did something unorthodox, and he like went in on Katie Taylor. He was like, she's a lovely person as a girl and as a woman, but she dirty. And he was saying it throughout the fight. And if you listen to my watch party, I was saying it before he even said it on camera. And obviously we share the same sentiments. He was like, she's a dirty fighter. Like, she was using her head and really using, like, headbutting her way to a victory. It just wasn't impressive. So I don't know what happens if they do a trilogy, but it's kind of messed up for a trilogy too, because on paper, Katie Taylor won 2 times. So it's like, okay, you could do the trilogy, but then what? You know, Amanda Serrano, even if she wins a 3rd fight after her cut heals up, then what? She still is 2-1. So then you have to do a 4th one only to break even. Then it would be 2-2. So it's like you have to almost do some Juan Manuel Marquez and Manny Pacquiao stuff and just keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting until you get like what Marquez did to Pacquiao in the 4th fight. I don't know. But I thought Serrano won. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section.